As we move on to race number 6 on the programme, and that is the first of our feature races as well. The Group 2 Jockey Club Mile, 1,600 metres of course. Beauty Generation heads the field, carrying 128, so giving £5 to the field here as a Group 1 winner. Defeated last time out, of course, by Rise High. Waikuku finished in front of them the last time out as well. Citron Spirit coming out of that, coming out of the ladies' purse last time out behind Southern Legend. Kying Star should probably roll forward again from barrier 4. Elusive State, very interesting, switching from the all-weather, where he's won 6 times onto the turf, and Not Usual Talent, third behind Playa del Puente on returning. He's a 2-time winner over the Sha Tin 1,600, but obviously at a lower grade. Citron Spirit is the horse that's been up at Chung Fa within the last 30 days.
I think in this race with the Beauty Generation, they'll take the bull by the horns, go to the front. They won't want to get caught in a tricky position like they were last time on the inside of Southern Legend. So Beauty Generation to lead, Kying Star to be right there, right on his hammer. You've got Waikuku and Simply Brilliant on the next line. Elusive State, Not Usual Talent. Citron Spirit, he can be slow out, so I think there's one certainly he'll get back and be running on at the end.
Here's one of the gallops from Beauty Generation. We'll see another one later in the segment, but look, he goes nicely here with Classic Beauty, and he's just doing it effortlessly. So the horse has been working very well, and he's had plenty of gallops since his last start. So meets all these horses a lot better at the weights. Waikuku goes well. Now he did beat Beauty Generation last start, but there's plenty of difference in weights and that for this horse, and he goes nicely and really steps out well. Does Waikuku. Elusive State, now he has really given a good rousing along here this morning, but the horse responded really well. Now we know this is his favourite surface, but he is a winner on the turf as well, don't forget that, but he goes nicely enough. All
right, OK, that's Not Usual Talent. We'll see him in a moment in action as well, but let's start off with Beauty Generation and trainer John Moore.
John, Beauty Generation, beaten last time out at the end of a 10-race winning streak. You've had a rival trainer this week say that champions can turn into has-beens overnight. Is he still a champion?
No, definitely. That was, from my point of view, was not a correct statement. Circumstances, last start, cost him the race. You know, he is carrying the grandstand, as we'd say, in that race, and you know, it was breaking a track record first up. It took a lot out of him, and maybe the run came a bit too close, you know, and he got beat. But he had to go back and accept what went on. But leading into this race, he's done everything right. His weight's right on. His work yesterday was exemplary. The work rider was, you know, said that he'd done everything right. He believed that the horse would be winning the race on Sunday.
When I spoke to you leading into his last run, you were concerned about gate 2, and he did get boxed in that day. You're drawn 1 on Sunday. Do you have the same concerns?
No, I don't, because I think there'll be a little bit different game plan this time. You know, I know they've got Simply Brilliant in there, and I know they have Kying Star, but I'm sure Zach and I will have a chat with respect to making sure that we don't get locked in on the fence or whatever. As I said, this horse is seriously fit at the moment. If Kying Star or Simply Brilliant want to really go eye to eye, eyeball earlier on, I'm sure Zach will be into it, you know, and just test them. With respect to Beauty Generation, I believe that he can eyeball them for a great part, early part of the race on the weekend, and then we see whether they can keep up that pace and eyeball him. So no, it will be different on Sunday, and as I said, as far as I'm concerned, I think he'll be winning the race, and the riding boy who rides him every morning has said the same thing.
All right, not much doubt in John Moore's mind. I think before that interview I said Not Usual Talent was doing the track. Of course, that was Elusive State. We will see Not Usual Talent in a moment. Yep. We won't see the gallop from Beauty Generation.
No, we haven't got that one, so we showed the race as well, but you get the idea.
We do. So John says it's not going to happen again. He won't get trapped on the rail, he'll just roll.
I don't think he will. He'll be up front out of trouble if somebody wants to take him on. It's potentially at their own peril. Last time out it was £18. This time round it's only £5, so he's just a lot better in the weights this time round.
The way Beauty Generation wins his races, he's got such a high cruising speed, and he wins it from the 600 onwards, because he just keeps increasing the pace, and I can see that happening once again. I think he'll win.
Yeah, all right. So he is £13 better off with Waikuku on their last meeting. This is Elusive State on his favourite all-weather surface, but switches to the turf, and the form on the turf's all right as well.
Yeah, he ran a really nice third at the back end of last season. behind Fast Most Furious on the surface. Obviously, he's not in this race, and these are a lot higher class horses. But he's fit, he's ready to go. It's only a 6-runner race. Stranger things have happened. It'll be an interesting interview if he does win. But look, I've got him in on a minor line.
Yeah, he's third up this time round. They're certainly looking to get his rating points up to take on those overseas races, whatever those are that Tony Millard has on his mind.
All right, that's Elusive State. Here is Not Usual Talent at Happy Valley. This is behind Playa de Puente. I've got a lot of time for him, but again, it's going to take a Herculean effort to win, I think.
Yeah, I've got heaps of time for him as well. This was first up last time out, went out as 2.5 favourite in the market. Hugh Bowman jumps on board this time round. It's his first real big acid test here in Hong Kong. You can see he just probably knocks up late there. That might be down to fitness. I'll be intrigued to see what he can do. I think he's got a lot of ability. He's a 5-year-old, but this is going to be a tough task.
Yeah, he's way over the handicap, isn't he, with 100 rated. But look, he's a nice horse. He did set a track record, didn't he?
It might be a good marker as well about Playa del Puente as well going forward. Yeah. Kaying Star. So this is a horse potentially that could be one to eyeball Beauty Generation for the lead.
And he's a tough horse as well. We know Kaying Star. Look, he's been very consistent. He has been behind Beauty Generation a couple of times. Barrier 4, I've got him in there. It's only a 6-runner race. I think he's one of the chances.
I've got him in as well. He ran 4th last time out behind Rise High. I think he's certainly going to have to improve and take that next step. But Tony Cruz is of the opinion that he's still on the way up, so that's a good sign for Kaying Star. All
right, again, worse off at the weights. He's 15 pounds worse with Beauty Generation on their last meeting. So mathematically, it's very hard to beat him, Paul.
Very hard to beat him, and I think he'll win. So I've got him on top, Beauty Generation. Waikuku, he's the one to run second. He did beat him last time, but weights and measures says Beauty Generation will win, and it was just an off day, I think, for Beauty Generation, stuck on that rail. Elusive State's the interesting one because he doesn't race against these horses. So, I mean, all these horses have sort of raced against each other, whereas Elusive State comes in from a different form line. So I wanted to put him in there and Kaying Star for 4th, but I think it's between the 1 and 2. I think 1 will win. I think 2 will run second.
Yeah, that's a Quinella for me as well, 1 and 2. Beauty Generation and Waikuku. Beauty Generation with the weights back in his favour this time round. He's the horse to beat. They'll go to the front and to be hard to peg back. Waikuku, he's still on the way up. I think we haven't found the ceiling for him yet. Waikuku, Kaying Star and Citron Spirit. He can run a race. He was 5th last time out behind Southern Legend, only beaten 3 1/4. He can be slow out, but he'll be running on at the end. 1, 2, 5 and 3.
Which were exactly my numbers as well, but then I wrote a 6 over the top of it. I thought Elusive State, like Paul, might just bring that extra dimension to the field as well. But 1, 2, 5, that's the test for me there in the Jockey Club Mile.